Hello.
Mike, it's Edward. Sorry to call so late.
Not a problem.
Things started popping here after I talked to you, so I couldn't fax that. And we tried to fax it. What we did is we scanned it and emailed it to you, and then we deleted the file. So
Okay.
what happened? Liz emailed it to me, so I'd have a copy, and then I forwarded it on to you. So it should
Great.
be a cleaner copy. Let me also ask you to do one thing. Do you have one more minute?
I sure do.
All right. Liz still is very, Liz has been so brainwashed for so long. She really just doesn't understand the first thing about what we've been talking about. I mean, I think it reaches her ears and then it can't go any further because she's been so brainwashed. What I've tried to explain to her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just beyond what you'd believe. But I try, she thinks that, that Michael, whatever she does, filing the petition or anything else, that Michael will respond by booting her out of the company. He'll take Scott's fiancée and put her in Liz's place, and they'll just go on doing whatever they want. And I've said, no, they can't do that. At a minimum, there'll be an injunction there. If Scott or Michael disobey the injunction to produce or to do what the court orders, that they will be in contempt, and if they fail to follow that, they can potentially end up in prison for failing to do the right thing. Would you?
Yeah, and the important thing for her to remember is all part of the brainwashing business. He has her in a function that really doesn't involve much discretion at all. It's taking the money and to the bank. No, it doesn't?
No, Liz is very actively involved. Liz
she is? Okay.
Very actively involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Liz, go ahead. He convinced her that she does nothing.
Oh,
and that she has
see.
no value. Liz does 100% of all the advertising, 100% of the marketing, 100% of the customer service. And she talks to people basically every single day. When she's out of town, she still does that. I mean, she is very actively involved. And
I think we have to add that. I think we have to add that in to the petition, so that we're seeing that from the very beginning.
Right, and I did some of that in what we emailed to you. But no, I mean, there's no doubt that she is. If she weren't there, it would. And Liz brings in more than 50% of the revenues.
Great. I think we've got to say that. I thought mistakenly, of course, that she was just simply he was using her as a kind of a conduit to take in the money and do the accounting, and she would call the secretary. But that was it. Well, I think that's fine. We've got to put that in the petition. So right off the bat, the court and everyone else is aware of the function that she has in the company, and that the status quo keeps her in the company, because that is the status quo.
And she is, when people call in, they call in looking for Liz.
Yeah,
they know Liz.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was trying. I tried to make some of those changes in the petition.
Good.
As I said, but she is very actively involved, and if she weren't, it would be quite an issue. So for her to suggest that Michael could simply bring in Scott's fiancée to do this is ludicrous.
Yes. How long now has Liz been doing this?
Since the day they started doing business.
Okay, very good.
1987.
Very good. 1987. Yeah. Well, that's very, very, very good to hear. Very good to hear, because you could turn around and say, well, we'll take the payment receiving person and replace that with another person. And what's the deal? Yeah, that involvement really. Let's make sure we really bring that to the front in the petition. That's very important.
Right, and that's why I was saying that we need to really bolster a lot of these things, when you talk this afternoon in the petition. And, I think that the only payment receiving function she has is that there's a post office box that she picks up from once or twice a week, picks up the check and deposits in the bank. That's a minimal function on her part.
Yes. That is not even not even the tip of the iceberg. Well, great,
right.
Very good. I'll go to the computer and pull that off, and I'll take a look at it. Would you mind me giving you a call then tomorrow before noon?
No, you can. First of all, you can call me anytime.
Okay.
Tomorrow, in fact, one of the things that kind of delayed us, Liz was going to go out and run an errand, and we discovered that she has a flat tire, so we've been trying to figure out what to do. So apparently, there's like a paper clip in the tread of the tire. So tomorrow morning, first thing, we're going to go out about 7 a.m. to take the car in to.
God.
Yeah, to try to get that, and it's the day before Thanksgiving, so it's
a flat tire. Yeah, very, very definitely, definitely. But, I'm kind of recording some old jazz records of Django Reinhardt and Stepan Grappelli, so I'm kind of tied up the evening with that.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Old jazz fan.
And I understandably so. Me too. But what I was going to say is, you can call me in the morning. If I can't talk, I'll call you back
as soon
as I can. And also, then we're meeting some out-of-town relatives for breakfast. Liz has some relatives from Anchorage who are in town, so we're going to do that in the morning. So that's why we're taking the car in first. So it's
well, good luck with the car.
Yep.
Good luck with the car. Good luck with breakfast. Stay warm. I will be talking to you sometime tomorrow. And thank you very much for the call and the work. I appreciate it very, very much.
Well, and Mike, it's been swell working with you. Do me one other thing, though. The last point I made to you about, if Scott or Michael do not cooperate or try to replace Liz or do anything improper, that there are a multitude of legal actions that we can and will take, up to and including sending either one or both of them to prison for failing to comply with the court order.
Yeah. The court in Lake County more than ever, and I've been practicing up here for ages. I can remember the old days when they petitioned for rule to show cause and a contempt finding with nothing more than maybe a harsh word or two from the judge. They are putting people in jail now. They are determined that the orders they entered are obeyed, or else. And if you have to go after them, for the contempt citation, the statute provides they pay the fees that result from that. That's number one. There's another concept in divorce law that's fairly recent, and you may not have come across it, but it's called leveling the playing field.
Sure.
Leveling the playing fields means that if Michael goes out and hires somebody and pays them for 10, he's going to have to cough up $7,000 to equalize the fees on both sides. So it's something I don't think we're going to need to do, but you may hear the word early on in the case, leveling the playing fields. You won't hear it from us. You'll hear it maybe from them. It's just something you ought to be aware of in the back of your mind.
So basically,
it's an unusual concept because you don't get that in other types of litigation. You have personal injury cases or contract cases, or the one that you're involved in with the letter there. Nobody's going to be able to go in and say to the court, "I'd like you to enter an order paying my fees." The divorce court, that's the way it's done.
So the idea is that, if you start throwing a lot of nonsense at me, we're going to make you pay for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, very definitely. Because at the end of the case, when all is said and done, and you got all these itemized bills and everything, one of the things when you settle the case, you turn around and you file a petition for contribution to fees, and you go back and say, because we had to do this was unnecessary. So a contribution to fees as well is a fairly normal situation in divorces, particularly in ones that are kind of take no prisoner cases.
Right. Could you take
and
about?
So, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. No. All right. All right. I was going to ask you to tell Liz what I just said, but she says she heard. Okay.
You definitely in Lake County. You definitely go to jail. You suffer the consequences of not obeying.
Hang on
orders.
1 second, Mike. Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
Mike.
Yeah, hello.
I'm sorry. I was trying. Hang on again.
Sure.
I'm trying to find it. Where's the speaker button? All right. I'm just so Liz knows. I'm telling her that you agree with everything I said about the reality that if they don't obey the court's orders, that Michael and/or Scott could end up in prison, right?
I wouldn't say prison. I'd say the Lake County Jail, which is believe me, just as bad. Just as bad. They would. They'd have to suffer the consequences, definitely. The courts are very, very, very firm. When they enter an order, they expect every single word of it to be obeyed. And in divorce cases, when you get orders entered, when the other side it does even a half step away from the order, you go after them. So you establish right off the bat that no BS is going to be tolerated. They're going to go in and the judge will tell them, you step away, you pay attorney's fees, you're going to run the risk of going to jail. They're very tough on contempt citations in Lake County. The old days they weren't. Nowadays they really are. What
about Scott being in Idaho?
Well, Scott's not in the jurisdiction.
Right.
Scott's not in the jurisdiction. If an order was entered against him in Illinois, you could either send the order to be registered in the county he lives in Idaho, and get a petition issued from there so that the order is enforced out there. That's not all that unusual. Or you just simply say, when he comes back into Illinois, we're going to get him. But I'd recommend that you go after him. I'd recommend that you shoot it out there and lay as much heat on him as possible, as early as possible. It makes them fully understand the fact that you are nothing more nor less than very, very serious about what's going on, and you don't step away from orders, even a half step.
All right. Sounds good to me. All right. Well, I'll let you go.
Good luck with the car.
Thank you much. It'll be interesting.
Good luck with the car and the breakfast.
Yeah, there's always something, but
always. Well, thank you again.
Oh, thank you, Mike. I will talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Mm-hmm.